Hello again, it is Das Big Hippo here with more news about this audio being borked. The first few minutes of this episode, my voice is extremely quiet compared to the background noise and the game audio. I did catch it this time around though, and lowered the game audio, but in doing so, I made the game audio extremely quiet. Um, like I said in the previous Tiny Tina video, I do have a new microphone and I did learn to do separate audio tracks so I can gauge that more easily and fix it in the editing stage instead of having to try to fix it on the fly through OBS. Once again, I also want to say thank you to anyone that is willing to give this a try and be patient with me in this learning process. I cannot guarantee these first few videos, probably for at least a month or so, are going to be any good, but I am trying my hardest. This is a skill that I am just picking up and learning on the fly, and, well, I think I've already made pretty decent progress. So yeah, with all that said, the first few minutes kind of borked. The last most of it, you can hear the game and my voice, but the game is substantially quieter, and I did turn it down too much. But starting with the next recording session, that should be all good to go and fixed. So I'll see you then. Alright, here we are back at it again with part 2 of Elden Ring, and let's just go and jump right in, I guess. Alright, so, what should we do first? Let's go ahead and teleport to this area and go on our way. Just kind of explore and see what we come across. When I was doing the editing for Tiny Tina's Wonderland and the first part of this, I really noticed that I said and way too goddamn much, and I really need to work on not doing that. So, it's gonna be a tough one, but gotta start somewhere. If you're not really used to changing the way you speak, you're not really used to speaking much in general, things are gonna happen that you just don't like. What the fuck is yelling? God damn. Alright, so over on my phone I've actually got a interactive map pulled up that should be showing me a lot of the locations in this game. Now let's just go ahead and go hit some of those and see what happens, shall we? Alright, here we are at Limgrave Tunnels. I don't actually know what all's in here, but piece of advice, when you get to a tunnel like this, it's almost always better to jump down the side than use the elevator, because there's usually some items hidden down that you would otherwise miss. So, you know, just a little thing that I personally found to be useful. And the cave systems seem to have a pretty set in stone way of being built in the engine, so there's almost always the same kind of drop down. And there's 20 points into Vigors. Now I'll be more comfortable putting something anywhere else. The game does sound to me like it's extremely loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and tweaked some settings in OBS, because I'm pretty sure it was running louder than it did last time I played the game. So I don't know if maybe some settings got tweaked here, and oh my god, I forgot how resistant these dudes are to anything but blunt. And if you don't have a blunt weapon, you will just bounce right off of them every time too. So, this is gonna be a fun adventure. What in the hell is wrong with my jump attacks? I think I have the audio balanced better. No, there I go saying god damn it. If I don't have anything to continue with, don't end the sentence with Jesus Christ, I don't even know where that came from. I don't do that out in the real world. So these caves are a very good spot to get some smithing stones, and I think the smithing stones do respawn. It's been a while since I've actually done one of these caves, but yeah, I think they do. And if they do, that's just fantastic. I'm gonna fucking die to rats. You bastards. You and your glowy ass eyes and shit. There we go. I completely forgot that I actually did want to drop some settings down in between recording sessions with this. There I go. God fucking damn. I'm gonna have to start punching myself in the dick every time I catch myself saying, Anyway, like I was saying, I did forget that I wanted to lower some settings in this compared to Tiny Tina's. Because in this, the settings actually do seem to change how the game runs. Whereas Tiny Tina's Wonderland, it just kind of seems like it's there to make the game look worse for any better performance. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that'll make a difference. I had multiple settings set to maximum, and I don't know when that happened, because this computer should not have this game set to maximum at all. But that's been adjusted, so let's hope it makes a noticeable difference in how it runs. And here we have another elevator that, as you can see, there are little platforms on the side for you to go down, instead of you just, going down the elevator. But unlike the other one, right there is a pathway, and that pathway is actually our way to the boss of this cave. And we'll get to that when we get to it. Dumbass dog. Speaking of dogs, oh my god. So as of time of recording, I don't think it's been patched, but one of the variations of dog is bugged, and those dudes will straight up hit you like 30 times a second and do like 11,000 DPS. Son of a bitch. But yeah, that is a thing that, to my knowledge, has not been fixed as of time of recording. And it's just absurd, because not only are they hitting you a bunch of times, but they also build up bleed with each hit. So it's just ridiculous. Alright, so for the sake of it here, I think maybe pulling the club out would be a good idea. This club must not be heavy enough to count as a proper blunt weapon against these guys. But the damage is substantially better, that's for sure. Almost one-shot him with a backstab. Yeah, let's go ahead and actually ride the elevator this time. My blanket's caught on the cord. Alright, so I briefly mentioned this in the second episode of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and hopefully I don't cut it out and make this whole segue look stupid. But I did briefly mention that I was getting a new microphone. that microphone is hopefully going to be a noticeable step up because everywhere that I was looking was giving this microphone super good reviews for its price. And I don't know if anybody that is watching this has any experience with the Samson Q2U, I believe it is. But everywhere I looked said that it was just a very high quality microphone for the price. And honestly, I don't like my current microphone at all because even when I'm recording or when I'm editing, I just feel bad listening to it because I know I could do better. So yeah, hopefully that mic will come in and actually be as good as people say it is. I don't have any kind of mixer set up for XLR plugin. So it's going to be a USB plug. And from what I've been able to tell, there's really not that much of a difference in quality between USB and XLR without any kind of processing on the mics. So it should hopefully be okay. Now, if one of you guys want to drop your pickaxe, that'd be fantastic. Damn, no YouTuber lock on that one, huh? No asking you shall receive type shit going on there. Hey! I probably don't have the stats for it yet, but... Fug. I don't have enough dex. Oh, there I go breaking my own rule of going down the side instead. Oh well. I'll go back up and do that. The power of editing, away! So now, let's go ahead and go down this the right way. Because this early in the game, every little resource helps. Especially somber smithing stones like that, depending on what build you're going for. Because leveling up your weapons in this game is very vital. And early game, they flood you with normal smithing stones, and the somber ones are a bit rarer. But late game, you can probably get multiple somber smithing stone weapons to max level in the time it takes you to get just a couple of the regular ones, because the amount of materials required for a regular weapon is kind of absurd. Grug smash. God damn it. I don't think I've ever seen that attack. Man, I am missing all the jump R2s this time, huh? And there we have the Stone Dagger Troll dead, the Roar Medallion, which buffs, I believe it was Roar and Breath-based attacks? Why am I going this way? The teleporter out of here is in the boss room. Alrighty. So, oh well, I guess I didn't actually hit this to make it go away, huh? Alright, well, I'm gonna go and take a look at that map and I will be right back with you. So I went ahead and fast traveled back here so I could use these souls without risking losing them. But I did take a look at the map and I now know our next location to go to. Oh, I have enough for 2 level ups, that's fantastic. But yeah, I looked at the map, saw where we're gonna go ahead and head next, and yeah, let's go ahead and talk to him. I don't think there was anything major that I needed to buy. Although I will use this time to get some information out that I didn't actually notice until my 3rd playthrough because of how stingy I am with my items. Cracked pots are not a one-time use item. You get them, you craft stuff with them, you use the item you craft with them, and you get it back even though you're throwing the pot and shattering it. Don't know how that works. Not gonna question it though. So, let's go ahead and head over to that next area then. Here we have our first NPC invader. This dude's a little bitch. Well, that's extremely uncalled for, sir. And Bloody Finger Hunter Yura. This guy, I actually intend to do his quest line this playthrough, because I haven't actually done that yet. Don't do it! There we go. Got hit way more times than I would have liked. Way too close to dying. I think after this set of recording sessions, I really need to look into some stuff, because I feel like every game that I've played today seems to be running worse than I recall. I could just be imagining that. But, we'll see. Ah, shit. So, interesting, a little bit of information here. The pickaxe is actually pierce damage, as it should be. However, the war pick, essentially a one-handed pickaxe, is not pierce damage, even though it very much should be. Not sure if that's just an oversight on the dev's end, or if they just didn't care. But yeah, it really should be piercing damage. I don't know why they decided not to do it. Squishy noises. God, I really hope I didn't fuck up the audio when I was trying to balance it out more. Patches, the swindling asshole of the Soul series. Him and his tower shield. This dude is actually surprisingly durable for him just being some random jerk off. And do not continue to swing on him. He surrenders, he becomes a vendor, he starts his own quest line.
Finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a lady of reason, through and through. Well, what do you know? Now, how did I get there? I took you for a demi-human or something. An innocent mistake, I assure you. Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now? A true lady of reason. Just what I like. I'm Patches. Patches the untethered. Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, only for now. Those retired soldiers turned bandits. In exchange for my, well, so honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time.
Yeah, spoiler, he's still an asshole. His entire thing is still just to screw you over, because of course it is. And here's Yura.
Just joining the fray. Well, you fought Marius and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura. Hunter of bloody fingers, tarnished, held in thrall by sex blood. Zone stayed a path. Just remember, no kinship among your emotions stay your blade. One last word of warning, stay clear of Agil Lake. The great dragon roosts there, and it's as fierce as it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, or wish to stay clear of the lake, be on your way, perhaps we will meet again. Be on your way, perhaps we will meet.
Alright, so there's him, and like I said, I do intend to do his quest line this time through, because I haven't actually done it in any of my other playthroughs. So, we'll come across him at a later time. Welcome to the catacombs, brothers and sisters.
Gotcha, bitch!
Aw, goddamn it. Genuinely forgot about these two falling down on me. And realistically, I should probably sit down and get my healing items back, huh? I believe that one gives dexterity? Intelligence. Okay. Yeah. If anybody watching was unaware, those imp heads, there's like, I think there's one for every stat, honestly. And they do give, I think, 2 points? Yeah, 2 points each. Pretty good. Pretty useful for early game build options and stuff. You know, maybe if you just need that extra little bit to push you over the edge. This game is very obsessed with bleed, especially when it comes to these little catacombs, because there's almost always a bunch of those little guys out here just to ruin your life. Bitch. So, as I said, they are here to ruin your life. They deserve nothing good. You stupid bitch. I'm not entirely sure how much overworld content I intend to keep in these videos, but I do want to show off most of the dungeon content. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, man, bleed is extremely scary. Oh, you stupid fucking bitch. God damn. How hard is it to not be a dick? Now, let's just go ahead and run past them and head to the boss fight. This guy. These gladiator guys. First time I fought one of them, I got extremely sad because he drops his hammer, but I thought the hammer was going to be twin hammers on chain. It is not. And I am eating so much shit this time. Holy fuck. Not sure how that missed, but I will accept it. Not sure how that counted as a backstab, but I'll take it. Yeah, so that guy used to drop the hammer. They did remove it because it's like the strongest great hammer in the game. So you have to wait and get it later now. At least I think that's what happened. That or I got extremely lucky every playthrough previously. Alright, so what should we do point-wise? Put one into strength? Yeah. Don't really have anything to bother with arcane yet, so not gonna bother putting points into that quite yet. Once I do get my hands on a weapon that does bleed or something, or just has arcane scaling, I'll look into that more. But for now, let's just go ahead and put a few more points into strength. Is that too high? Fuck. Alright, so let's try this again without being an absolute idiot. Ooh. Why can't I have my souls? Hello? There we go. Do I go down here? Is that the safe way down, I think? Maybe? Yes, okay, cool. Oh, fun bit of information that some people may not know. These things, they launch you really high up when you jump into them. But what the game, I don't think the game actually tells you this anywhere, if you jump and land in them, you will not take fall damage. I guess you don't even really have to land in them. I believe you can actually just land around them within a certain distance. Yeah, you won't take any fall damage, so it's really useful. And here we have our next cave destination. Go and hit up this little bonfire, but before I do that, I actually do want to go and level up my weapon a little bit. Just to try to make my life a little bit easier, huh? Alright, so now we have our weapon leveled up. Sadly, we still can't use it one-handed since we don't have the strength for that yet. So in these dark areas, I'm gonna have to pull my torch out, and if combat happens, just quickly switch back to two-handing it. But that shouldn't be too big of an issue. That's the damage we were looking for. My dog is yelling at something. Hopefully that's not getting picked up on the microphone, but if it does, I can't really help it. I'm not going to tell my entire family to just shut up and stop whatever they're doing for the sake of me doing something. If they want to play with the dog, then I'm going to let them play with the dog. It's actually getting close to everyone's bedtime, so they're probably going to be getting around and may hear some background noise from that. Hopefully nothing too major though. And hopefully with a better mic it won't pick up as much just ambient background noise and whatnot. So, yeah. Got that to look forward to. Mario on that motherfucking dog's head. Get some items. And as you can see, that damage is substantially lower when you don't actually have the stats to one-hand it. But, I mean, if you want to use it that way, who's gonna stop you? Who are they gonna call the police? Them motherfuckers don't exist in this universe. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest. That was actually an accidental dodge roll. I forgot that dog jumped out of that bush, and I just happened to push the button at the right time. Friggin' future sense and all that. I very much look forward to getting some golden seeds and some sacred tears. Just make my flasks not so shit. Hentai in the dark. You know, remember when Dark Souls 2, when they tried to originally make the game revolve around the torch, and then the hardware limitations at the time were so shit they couldn't? Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, fun fact, flying enemies in these games don't actually fly. They still have to follow the same rules of gravity. So they will just die from fall damage if they fall off a building and stuff. Fuck. Puckered anus looking motherfucker. Yeah, the trick to fighting these guys is just be as aggressive as you can in their face, honestly. There's not really much more that can be done. You know, I'm aware that, at least based on recording time, this will be my 5th video. And I'm aware that I'm still early in on learning how this stuff works, but I really hope I can start opening up more and start, like, cracking more jokes and just overall being more entertaining as I go. But no one starts off good at anything, really. Very, very rarely does anyone actually pick something up and just immediately be great at it. Now, fun fact about these giants. These dudes do not like to have their chest stabbed.
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
Look at that. Now that's a lot of damage. And complete and utter overkill. There's the Blue Dancer Charm. The Blue Dancer Charm increases your damage the lower your equip load is. I like to play heavy. I like to try to stay within the ability to roll, but I do prefer to be in heavy armor. I tend to like how it looks more, because I mean we all know armor doesn't do shit in the Souls games outside of a very small margin. But yeah, I tend to like how it looks more. The poise system, depending on how high your poise is, you know, that can be pretty useful. And that's about the only thing that heavy armor is good for, because it really doesn't do a whole lot in terms of defense. Alright, so where to next? Alright, so here we are. I'm actually going to turn it to nighttime because, fun fact, there are certain bosses in this game that can only be fought at nighttime. To my knowledge, there are no boss fights that have time limits of any other time of day. But there are, I think, 3 enemy types, or boss types, that can only be fought at night. The Knight's Cavalry, the Deathbirds, and the, I think they're called Bell-Bearing Hunters? I'm not entirely sure on that last one. But yes, they are only available at nighttime, which I really dislike personally because, you know, you come across one too early, you die. Oh great, now I gotta redo the time.
You there. Could you help us out, Cully?
Who the hell is you? Oh wait, is this the guy that's... Yeah, okay.
You there? Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell. Thank you. I was pushed out of the cave. Told then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along with.
Hey, Monkey Man.
When they threw me out of the cave, so this is all I have to explain. Hope you can forgive me. Or, well, if I could sneak back into the cave, then I'd be of some real use. Right. I'm frightened of them. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on... Right.
Alright, so let's go ahead and go meet him at the cave on the shore, which we've already cleared out, so that's gonna be an interesting thing to see. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, there's those boss fights that you can only do at night, as you can see over there off to the left. That big black mass is the Knight's Cavalry. And, I really dislike that they're only around at night because, you know, something happens and you get careless and walk off a cliff or something during the fight. Then you gotta sit your happy ass back down, change the time, and hope you don't do it again. But that's just the way life be. Man, I'm gonna stop trying to do that because I fail every single time anymore. I say as I go in for another one. Alright, at least I seem to be doing pretty decent damage. Do. It's called clopping, Dad. You wouldn't understand. Where is he going? What are you doing, you silly goose? Are you gonna run and despawn yourself? Because that's a thing the bosses can do in this game, and somebody over at FromSoft thought that was a smart idea. Like, I guess it's to give them a leash so they can't just chase the player forever, but they will actually just run out and leash themselves and despawn. Luckily, they don't regen their health when that happens, because, yeah, that would just be awful. And this probably would have been a little bit easier on horseback, potentially. But I've ran myself off that cliff so many times fighting this guy, I didn't even want to risk it. Alright, there's Repeating Thrust. Repeating Thrust is actually a really good action ward depending on the weapon you're using. You get one that has like high status build up, I believe, and it's gonna be building up pretty good. Alright, so let's actually go and head to that cave. The one he mentioned was this one over here, the coastal cave. And since I've already cleared it out, I'm curious how this is gonna go down. Still got his ass beat when there's no one here, huh?
Oh, you must leave this. You're... Wait, you got it back for me. What made you go and do a thing like that? My mum was a seamstress, and that sewing kit was all I had to remember her by. I always wanted to be just like sweet old mum. Then I... Thank you, you're very kind. I always wanted to be a then I suppose...
Alright, well, that's as far as I've ever gotten in his quest line. I'm curious if it actually goes anywhere. I believe one more point should be enough to one-hand this, right? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm actually going to take a moment to look at what the next step of his quest line is. Alright, so upon looking into his quest line, it appears he will just appear at another one of the bonfires later on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go find him later. Let's go ahead and head over here now. Okay. Well, it is actually getting rather late over here on my end. I should probably be heading to bed soon. Got work in the morning and all that. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it here, I guess. But, before I go, I do want to say that I genuinely appreciate anyone that has stopped by and watched this video to the end. My entire goal with YouTube is to try to bring joy to other people. Just try to make someone happy, make them smile, or maybe just get their mind off of something that hurts or is causing them problems in their own life, even if it's only for a little bit. So, if I've accomplished any of that, I would like for you to, maybe tell me, throw a comment in there, throw a like or something. Oh man, I've been talking way too much in a short period of time. My voice is starting to go. And, yeah, that'll be about it. And I hope that anyone that has watched this, I will see a return in the third episode.